Welcome to another episode of Cooking with Steven. Today I'm making two dishes, very simple egg dishes. The first one is omelet with, let's see, shrimp, pan-fried, and the second, steamed eggs. But before we begin, let's head over to the grocery store. Fresh is always good. Take a look at it. Simple chicken broth for our chicken dish. Hey everyone. Today we are at Lee's Market in Albany, New York, and I'm going to show you how to make the two dishes, the two egg dishes we made in the studio earlier today. Come on with me. First up, sesame oil. This is a good brand that I can find in, say, Singapore and Hong Kong, but for our purposes today, you can just use any substitute that you find in, say, Stop and Shop, Price Chopper, or any generic supermarkets. If you look at this aisle right here, it's a bunch of good Chinese seasonings. With this, I can make actually a lot of my favorite dishes. Alright, eggs, that you can find anywhere. Vegetables, look at this vegetable shelf right here. We have a lot of good Chinese vegetables and Asian vegetables. We'll be coming back here in the future episodes to introduce a little bit more about them. But for today, this is all we need. Beautiful spring onions. Outside of that, for the second dish, we were talking about shrimp. If you look at this area right here, we, the Chinese people or Asian people in general, we like our fish fresh. So we have beautiful prawns right here, shrimps. You can see actually the, I don't know, you call them the eggs, that are still fresh peering from across the shell. But for our purposes today, and because we are college students, let's make it easy. We'll be using frozen shrimp. And back to the studio. Right now we're back in the studio. The first two dishes for today, let's see, two egg dishes. The first one would be steamed eggs with water. So what we do now is that we have a measuring cup, the same amount of water, the same amount of eggs. So it's about this tall. I'm gonna put water just to this high. Wish me luck. This is not a science experiment. Close enough, it's close enough. Whip, whip, whip. And we'll be steaming this dish for about 10 minutes, I think. So that's why I'm using this to start. Into a tray. Oop, little egg in. Out you go. Oh, it's not very much. You know what? I changed my mind. One more egg. One more egg for all that protein that a growing person needs. Right here. Same thing. This tall. And while I'm doing this, I'll be telling you about the next dish I'll be doing. It's going to be eggs again, but this time around it's going to be shrimp, and it's pan-fried omelet with spring onions, or scallions you call it. Alright, that looks more better. Right, so this goes into the steam rack right here for about 10 minutes. Whoops. Put it on, as you can see, there was a lot of steam coming out from it because I already preheated the water and it was at a rolling boil. You want to keep it that way, and 10-12 minutes later you get a dish. Now for my shrimp pan-fried omelette, you want to make sure that the oil is hot. You heard the simmering sounds just now? That means we're good to go, ready for action. Here it goes. Alright, that goes in. The idea here is not to cook the shrimp thoroughly. I just want to make sure it's kind of cooked before I add it into my little egg mixture. Alright, the color is changing a little bit. My flame is medium. I'm turning it to high right now. On a high flame. Alright, you see the color mainly changing to a light pink. That's good. Add it in to my little egg mixture. In the egg mixture there is just 2 eggs, and that's all there is to it so far. I'm adding my shrimp in. Pan on high. This is the tricky part. You need to make sure before you start you have, you know, a sizable amount of hot oil, because the idea about cooking this dish is that you want the egg to be fried the instant it touches the pan. So you have a beautiful, how would you put it, outer layer. So I'm adding my scallions in, pinch of sea salt. I'll be mixing it. And let's see, the oil is pretty hot right now. And when I pour this in, it should form a beautiful screen right away. Alright, this is what you want to do right now. To have a very beautiful omelette, make sure you move your pan around so that all the excess egg on top would move out and touch the oil and get fried immediately. So now we wait. Notice what I'm doing right now. I'm trying to pour out the excess egg proteins on top, have it be immersed in oil so that it cooks quicker. It cooks more evenly. Alright, a quick wipe of my hands and let me explain to you why I'm cooking it like that. Right, steaming is very good for a lot of dishes, a lot of Chinese dishes, because if you think about it, it's conserving a lot of energy, and once the water is boiling, you don't really need that high of a flame to have steam cook something. And if I have it in an enclosed system, I'm pretty sure that my egg would cook alright. And this right here, like I said, all there is to this in terms of guaranteeing that it looks nice is the control of the flame. You want it to be really on a really high heat so that forms a beautiful bottom layer. Alright, I'm going to try to flip it. If I fail, I fail. No offense. Ha ha ha! Alright, you see what I meant by a beautiful top layer or bottom layer? Because the pan was hot enough, it got fried, the egg got fried once it touches, once it touched the pan. So now we wait for, I cannot tell you how long because I do this by my senses. If you're in the studio, when the time is right, you'll just take a little, how do you put it? A smoky caramelized smell would come up from the pan, and then I know it would be done. However, if you're not comfortable with that, then just do little flip motions to check if it's done. So now I wait. Let me double check my stuff right here. Ah, beautiful. So, once more. Alright, look at that. And to top this off, as I'm going to top it off, top off the other dish, I'm going to add just a little bit of sesame oil to ensure that it smells heavenly and it tastes good. And of course, if it's not salty enough, a touch of soy sauce would do. Alright, I think this is good. Ta-da! Sesame oil. I hate my sesame oil when it has a giant hole like that. That's not very good. So I pour it out into a cup, or rather the cap. Alright, let's see how my steamed egg is doing. Open this up. Uh-oh. So let's see. Let me double check my eggs. Alright. This out. Ooh. Voila. Steamed egg doesn't look as good as I would like it to be, and I can explain to you why. Ideally, I would have covered it with a dish cover. We call this a cover for your pan or wok that is more concave, so that if you look at my egg right here, it wouldn't have this little pock marks. Yep, that's it. And outside of that, this is just a little bit too watery. So if I could have really used a measuring cup to get the proportion of water to egg about 1:1, then we'll be set. But anyway, since it has no oil and no salt and nothing on it, let's make it taste just a little bit better. Soy sauce. That's that. And again, a little bit of sesame oil. If you wanted to, you could put a little bit of scallions thinly diced on top, and that does it. We have 2 dishes, 2 eggs. Alright, thank you for watching. Until next time.